Make sure you tune in later on in this video where me and NJ are eagerly awaiting the contract signing for the match at Slammiversary between Fourth Dimension Fall Killer and Terminator NJ. Boy, am I looking forward to this one.
This is going to be a big thing because on his Facebook and his YouTube, he asked or demanded Fourth Dimension Fall Killer to do a contract signing tonight.
Indeed, but before we get to that, we need to cover some business of our own. We open up the show with Bully Ray and Devon fresh off probably kicking at D'Lo Brown out of the ACNH to cut a short promo, putting over the main event match at Slammiversary, which led on to our advertised tag match, Bully Ray and Devon versus Joseph Parkin Sting, which kind of felt like a no-holds-barred match, as they kind of were outside the ring for a lot of the first bit of the match.
The point of this was quite good because you're basically putting two matches that are happening at Slammiversary in one match. The one gripe I had about this is, yes, Bully Ray is the leader of the ACNH. It's awesome, the right leader to be in the faction. But he's stupid to think that Joseph Parks, or Abyss, not Joseph Parks, and he goes up the ring expecting Abyss to be there.
Abyss's music plays and allows Sting to get the pin on Devon. I thought this was... This got straight to the point. I mean, the promo wasn't too long. The match was decent for what it was. I'd say a solid opener, me personally. We had a Dixie Carter announcement, which soon turned into Garrett Bischoff, Wes Briscoe, and Doc, the sort of 3 weak links from the Aces and Eights coming out. Dixie doing a terrible job acting. Basically, this was to put over a 6-man tag at the pay-per-view. You had Samoa Joe and Magnus come out to run them off. Samoa Joe versus Garrett Bischoff happened mostly during commercial. Aces and Eights caused a disqualification, which then brings out Joe and Magnus to actually mention the fact they're going to have Hardy in their corner in a 6-man tag at the pay-per-view, which I'm really not all that interested in.
For the go-home show, making the match on the go-home show, it's like, right, we've got to throw in a match in, we've got to do it quickly before Slammiversary. I give it the credit for making it happen, but you've had Devon, Samoa Joe teasing stuff for weeks, but Jeff Hardy's return, he's returning on a pay-per-view instead of on the go-home show, so not really hyping up Jeff Hardy's return, but we'll see how it goes at Slammiversary.
And you got Samoa Joe, Magnus, and Hardy against Garrett Bischoff, Wes Briscoe, and Doc. I mean, bit of a mismatch, I'm just saying. We had Bad Influence and Wet Dream Team versus Storm and Gunner and Los Stereotypicos. You know, apparently now the pay-per-view match is going to be an elimination match, but am I the only one that's just getting sick and tired of the same old characters in the same old scenes in the same old settings for the tag team division right now? It just makes it incredibly boring. I'm sorry.
The only thing I'm going to stand out this match is Gunner, even though the way he finished was a torture rack, which probably going to be his finisher. They had the whole, bringing back Storm and Rude kind of looking there. So I think for this, it gave us hype for the match. Made Gunner look ready for the war that's going to happen at Slammiversary.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what this was. Gunner got a victory, rightfully so. A lot of people will complain he got a victory on Austin Aries, but come on, Gunner's just returned to TV. He's in the middle of some kind of push, so they give him the win there. That was correct. I wonder who that free agent is that TNA, that Dixie said she signed. That's going to be an interesting one. I'll tell you what, you put your thoughts down in the comment section below on that one. Hope it's not RVD. We had Mickie James's championship celebration.
Oh.
2 years since she's been a knockout champion, she thanks the fans, etc. Brings out Velvet Sky to sort of gloat in her face a little bit, kind of, further this sort of heel turn. Then have Gail Kim coming out saying that she softened up Velvet, and then Gail attacks Velvet's knee until Taryn comes out to make her triumphant return to TV to save Velvet Sky. Interesting that Mickie James didn't help here. She just sort of looked on. You kind of feel that this is another step to her heel turn.
The promo work, I don't think it was Mickie James' best, but for the continuation towards Slammiversary and the feuds happening, it did its job, and if it is going to all equal to a heel turn, then it's a steady step, yes.
I wonder if there's going to be a Knockouts Championship match at the pay-per-view. We had Mickie James mentioning the fact that there was going to be another match that didn't involve Velvet, and then it's Gail Kim versus Taryn Terrell. There's going to be a last knockout standing. I don't really know what's going on there, but that led us on to Gail Kim and Kenny King versus Taryn Terrell and Chris Sabin. So much for all the X Division members being in triple threat matches. This was promoting kind of 2 matches at the pay-per-view. You had Gail Kim and Taryn Terrell being promoted here. Kenny King and Chris Sabin, after Sabin gets the pin after Taryn Terrell spears Gail Kim. You have Sabin again on the mic afterwards to say how he's going after the X Division Championship, only to be attacked by King, who then gets owned by Suicide. So promoting 2 matches.
I really enjoyed the involvement of Sabin. They're really trying to bring him back strongly by having him appearing week after week after week, to show that he's back, to show that he's got a set goal in mind. But the thing that stole this for me was the stare down between Suicide and Sabin. I really liked that because Sabin, the finish he did on, I think it was on Kenny King, I liked it. So for this, again, they're doing well with building up the matches ready for Slammiversary.
AJ Styles versus Mr. Anderson was our main event of the evening. To be honest, the match really wasn't all that noteworthy. It was a decent match between these two, but it was all about the post-match, really. You had Angle coming out from nowhere to attack AJ Styles from behind, only for AJ to attack Kurt's injured knee. And then you kind of realise, one of the reasons why Impact is getting a little bit stale is because you have the Aces and Eights come out, and out come the baby faces to brawl. But at least I'll give them this. At least they ended the show with, the focus on what was important. And they had the 3D on Sting and the Aces and Eights standing tall at the end, which we've seen many, many, many times on Impact. But at least the main focus of this segment, while it was very clusterfucked, at the final point was Bully Ray and Sting with a little bit of Demon in there.
I thought it's a bit silly seeing Bully Ray and Sting in the ring. Bully Ray was trying to take Sting down. He couldn't because Sting had his own Hulk up thing. Bully Ray needed the Ace and Eights to help him take down Sting. So in a way, it's not really making Bully Ray look like much of a threat on his own against Sting at Slammiversary. But with the fact that you did have him come out on top in the end, I guess that's something.
What about you, NJ? I had a real difficult time getting into this show. The show on the surface looked pretty decent, but I just had trouble getting into this show. I don't know about you, but that's just how I felt about it this week.
Well, my opinion is, I felt that it did what it needed for Slammiversary. They got all matches throughout the night, highlighted something to do with Slammiversary. We got a rundown, matches made, so it did its job at least for this Sunday.
So make sure you check out our Slammiversary preview video, which will be uploaded Saturday night. And let's get to that contract signing then, NJ. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen of the YWC. This is going to be the infamous contract signing for the 4th Dimension Full Killer versus Terminator NJ match at TNA's Extravaganza Slammiversary 2013. In this corner, we have Terminator NJ. And in this corner, 4th Dimension Full Killer. The aforementioned fight between Terminator NJ and the 4th Dimension Full Killer will take place on the channel, which will be determined by this flip of a coin. Terminator NJ, could you call this one in the air, please?
Heads.
The coin has come up. Tails.
About as good at picking coin tosses as you are at picking opponents. Home field advantage, dick. What, are you gonna kick my ass on my own turf now?
Well, at least Full Killer will have something interesting on his channel now.
Hey! I'm standing right here!
Calm down, just calm down, you two, for Christ's sake. It's time to make this contract signing official. I have the contract right here. That contract has been signed by Terminator NJ. It's now time for me to hand the contract over to 4th Dimension Full Killer. Well, the contract has been signed by 4th Dimension Full Killer, and that means that the match between 4th Dimension Full Killer and Terminator NJ has now been signed and made official on Full Killer's...
Oh, just wait 1 minute. There's something I must make perfectly clear. This match at Slammiversary had just got a hell lot worse for this fucking worthless mortal. That Slammiversary, if you read that contract just one more time, you would have seen that I added a stipulation. At Slammiversary, your pathetic life will come to an end, because you just signed me and you one-on-one in a no-holds-barred buried alive match. Because by the end of that night, you will be buried where the crows don't even go.
Fourth Dimension Fall Killer, you will rest in peace by the hands of me. And believe me, the worthless mortals,
the best is yet to come.